Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on, where you are in this world. God bless you. Today we are continuing in the book of Ezekiel in the Old Testament in the King James Version of the Holy Bible, and we are in chapter 43. Now keep in mind, in the beginning of Ezekiel, God appeared to Ezekiel in a whirlwind. Now, chapter 43. Afterward, now here again is the bronze man. Afterward, he brought me to the gate, even the gate that looketh toward the east. And behold, the glory of the God of Israel came from the way of the east. And his voice was like a noise or a sound of many waters. And the earth shined with his glory. And it was according to the appearance of the vision which I saw, even according to the vision that I saw when I came to destroy the city. And the visions were like the vision that I saw by the river Chebar, and I fell upon my face. And the glory of the Lord came into the house, or the temple, by the way of the gate, whose prospect, or which faces toward the east. So the Spirit took me up, or lifted me up, and brought me into the inner court, and behold, the glory of the Lord filled the house, or the temple. And I heard him speaking unto me out of the temple, and the man stood by me. And he said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne, and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever. And my holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile, neither they nor their kings, by their whoredom, or their harlotry, or unfaithful conduct, having idols before them, nor by the carcasses of their kings in their high places. The high places is where they go up on the mountains and make sacrifices to false idols, perform immoral sexual acts, offer the wheat and the oil that God provided for them to a false idol. In their setting of their threshold by my thresholds, and their post, now this word post is doorpost, by my post, and the wall between me and them, or with only a wall between me and them. They have even defiled my holy name by their abominations that they have committed. Wherefore I have consumed them in mine anger. Remember, God is a consuming fire. Now let them put away their whoredom and the carcasses of their kings far from me, and I will dwell in the midst of them forever. When will he do this? When they put away their whoredom, their harlotry, their unfaithfulness, their false idols, and the carcasses of their kings far from me, and I will dwell in the midst of them forever. Thou son of man, show the house to the house of Israel, that they may be ashamed of their iniquities, and let them measure the pattern. In other words, take notice of all these measurements that the bronze man gave to Ezekiel. And if they be ashamed of all that they have done, show them the form of the house, or the temple, and the fashion, or the arrangement, thereof, and the goings out thereof, and the comings in thereof. And that would be translated into exits and entries. and all the forms thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the laws thereof, and write it in their sight, that they may keep the whole form thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and do them. This is the law of the temple, upon the top of the mountain, the whole limit. And limit is area surrounding it. Limit thereof round about shall be most holy. Behold, this is the law of the temple. And these are the measures of the altar after the cubits, or in cubits. The cubit is a cubit, and a hand breadth. Even the bottom, or the base, shall be a cubit, and the breadth a cubit, and the border, or the rim thereof, by the edge thereof round about, shall be a span, or 1/2 cubit. And this shall be the higher place, or the height of the altar. And from the bottom, or the base upon the ground, even to the lower settle, or ledge, shall be 2 cubits, and the breadth 1 cubit. And from the lesser settle, or ledge, even to the greater settle, or ledge, shall be 4 cubits, and the breadth 1 cubit. So the altar, or the altar hearth, shall be 4 cubits, and from the altar, or the altar hearth, and upward shall be 4 horns. 4 horns on the altar. Remember Zechariah on the 4 horns on the horns of the altar? And the altar hearth shall be 12 cubits long, 12 broad, square in the 4 squares thereof. And the settle, or the ledge, shall be 14 cubits long, and 14 broad in the 4 squares, or sides thereof. And the border, or the rim about it, shall be 1/2 cubit. And the bottom, or the base thereof, shall be a cubit about. And his stairs shall look toward, or face toward, the east. That's the Lord's gate. And he said unto me, Son of man, thus saith the Lord God, these are the ordinances of the altar in the day when they shall make it, to offer burnt offerings thereon, and to sprinkle blood thereon. And thou shalt give to the priests the Levites, that be of the seed of Zadok, which approach unto me, to minister unto me, saith the Lord God, a young bullock for a sin offering. Now, the Levites, when they were in captivity in Egypt, they didn't keep performing the duties of the priests. Only the group from Zadok, the family Zadok, within the Levites, remained faithful to God during that time. And that's why it says here, and thou shalt give to the priest the Levites that be of the seed of Zadok, and that's Zadok, which approach unto me, to minister unto me, saith the Lord God, a young bullock for a sin offering. And thou shalt take of the blood thereof, and put it on the 4 horns of it, and on the 4 corners of the settle, or ledge, and upon the border, or the base round about. Thus shalt thou cleanse and purge it. And that purge translates into make atonement for it. Thou shalt take the bullock also of the sin offering, and he shall burn it in the appointed place of the temple, without or outside the sanctuary. And on the second day thou shalt offer a kid of the goats, without blemish, for a sin offering. And they shall cleanse the altar, as they did cleanse it with the bullock. When thou hast made an end of cleansing it, thou shalt offer a young bullock without blemish, and a ram out of the flock without blemish. And thou shalt offer them before the Lord. And the priest shall cast salt upon them, and they shall offer them up for a burnt offering unto the Lord. 7 days shalt thou prepare every day a goat for a sin offering. And they shall also prepare a young bullock, and a ram out of the flock, without blemish. 7 days shall they purge the altar and purify it, and they shall consecrate themselves, or consecrate it, fill with his hands. And when these days are expired, it shall be that upon the 8th day and so forward, the priest shall make your burnt offerings upon the altar, and your peace offerings, and I will accept you, saith the Lord God. So he's telling him how things are going to be when his temple, when his kingdom is built here on earth. Wow. Amazing, huh? God has everything planned out. And when we think, oh my goodness, we don't know what's happening, we don't know what's going on, trust God. He is in control. He has it all under his control. And as always, I love you.